Bad habits are hard to break, and for some reason, events might happen or take place that bring you right back to them.
People often find it hard to change patterns of bad behavior that have been carried on for a long period of time.
Some people's bad habits might be helpful to other people.
How bad the habit is depends on the person perceiving it.
A retrieved reformation addresses perspective through the prison-breaking, life-reforming, safe-cracking life of Jimmy Valentine.
Due to technical difficulties, we will be doing the voiceover for the students in the next paragraph. The students that couldn't complete the task correctly. Let's go! A retrieved reformation starts with Jimmy Valentine being released from prison. The warden handed him his pardon that was signed by the governor. The early release from prison was part of a giant scheme that had even corrupted the government. As soon as Jimmy is released, he goes and gets his safe-cracking tools. Jimmy's perspective at the beginning of the story is that you don't have to change your ways.
A retrieved reformation shows perspective through Jimmy trying to reform his life.
When Jimmy first met Annabelle, he knew that he wanted to be with her.
Jimmy knew since Annabelle's dad was a banker that they wouldn't accept his previous lifestyle and that he had to change.
Jimmy changed his ways, opened up a shoe store, and even went under a different name so no one would know about his safe-cracking days. With help from Annabelle, Jimmy was able to change his ways and gain a new and better perspective on his life.
Before Jimmy Valentine met Annabelle, the love of his life, he was well known as the best safecracker in the country.
Even though he left behind safecracking for his love of Annabelle, the skills are still tucked away in his mind for when needed.
Due to the life-changing experiences, he used his safecracking skills to help a young girl that is trapped in a fake wall.
In the beginning of the story, Jimmy Valentine used his safecracking skills for his personal benefit, which is different from the end of the story when he used his safecracking skills to save the little girl's life for other benefits.
Even though by the end of the story, Jimmy Valentine no longer uses his skills for his own benefit, he is still well known as a good safecracker.
The perspective changes many times through Jimmy's prison breaking, life reforming, and safecracking.
Jimmy Valentine's perspective changes many times during the story. Before prison, he only wanted to steal. He didn't really care for what everyone else. He just took what he wanted whenever he wanted it. Same thing during prison and a little bit after it. But after prison, he met Annabelle and decided to change. Later, after that, he gave up his life with Annabelle to save another life.
Jimmy Valentine's perspective changed very many times throughout the story.